This is Dubai's most historic waterfront for a simple fact that this was the place from where everything started. This was the very first port of Dubai, and that's why it holds a lot of historic value in that sense. Hi, so I'm at Rashid Yachts and Marina by Emaar, and it's incredible to see what this area has become in last 3 years. I remember selling the first project, SeaGate, where the one bedrooms were at 1.1 million dirhams. It was launched in June 2022, and within 3 years, the prices have almost doubled. The BCC was given on 31st of December last year, so the handover is right on its way now. So before we move forward, let's take a step back. Let me quickly recap on RYM for you. So RYM is about 15.5 million square feet of waterfront development. It is by far the lowest density waterfront development in Dubai. Apart from the residences, you will have 3 hotels, 2 schools, you will have a nursing and healthcare facility within the community, and there are ample number of parks and recreational elements that Emaar is adding to it. And all of that has to come. We'll discuss about that later on. But before all of that, here is the biggest shift in RYM so far. Emaar is launching the first ever branded residences in Rashid Yachts and Marina, and that's a big deal. And here is why. Normally, Emaar's branded apartments command about 20% premium over the standard apartments. But when you add the waterfront element, you are looking at 2x of that number. So the branded and waterfront residences of Emaar normally commands about 40% premium. In my 10 years of experience in Dubai real estate, the safest and the most reliable way to make money is either you buy a single family home like a townhouse or a villa, or you buy a branded apartment project from Emaar. These two have been historically in last 20-25 years have been the safest way to make money in Dubai real estate. I will get into the details. I will give you the exact examples specifically from VIDA branded residences in a moment. But before that, let's pause for a moment and ask ourselves a very important question, that is why RYM exists. It's a very, very important question if you are an investor. Every community has its own central theme on why it exists. What is RYM's? Well, I see RYM as a dream waterfront development for Emaar. Why? So far, apart from RYM, Emaar has 2 seafront communities. One is Marina, the second one is Beachfront. Now in Marina, Emaar sold a lot of plots to individual developers. So even though Marina is an amazing location, it still lacks that single central theme which can only be provided if you as a developer develops every part of the community. And in Beachfront, you see Emaar's attempt of doing everything right, which they think they should have done with Marina. But there is only so much of land in Emaar Beachfront. It's a very small community. And then comes RYM, a 15.5 million square feet of land that gives a perfect opportunity to Emaar for them to implement everything they have learned so far and do everything in a seafront community as per their own taste. And how do they start? They start by creating the lowest density waterfront community. They look for a contrarian trend in waterfront developments. So you see, most of the seafront developments in Dubai, they have 60, 70, 100, 150 story buildings. Emaar says, we will not do that. We will go human scale, and that's how in RYM, most of the buildings that you see are 6, 7 stories tall. You have a massive promenade lined up with high street retail. Imagine walking along the Italian coastline, and it decided to replicate the walking experience of Sorrento, Santorini, Positano. Something that no one ever had or probably will never do, because everybody wants to maximize their profits, so they go taller and taller every time. So far in Rashid Yachts and Marina, there have been 2 phases. In both phases, we had 8 launches, 8 different projects in phase 1, 8 different projects in phase 2. So what you see behind me is SeaGate, the first project, of course, and there are 7 other projects behind it, which are a part of phase 1. After that, last year, we had phase 2. 7 of the 8 projects of phase 2 were on that side of Rajesh Dioxin Marina, except the one which is Marina Views. These 3 towers were here, right here next to SeaGate. Okay, so far we had phase 1 and then phase 2. But now what? Now we are entering in the most exciting phase yet. With VIDA, we have the first set of branded residences in RYM. Now, these are the kinds of properties which hold their value, they grow over time, and they provide real returns. I will give you some examples in a moment, but before that, let me highlight something which is very, very important. A lot of developers, they do branded residences, but Emaar is the only developer which shows a great amount of restraint before introducing a branded residence. I'll give you examples where you will see there are properties, the branded residences of Emaar have grown 2x, 3x in property value in 4 years, 5 years time. But still, Emaar is extremely intentional when it comes to branded residences. It's never excessive, it's always strategic. Emaar does not throw a brand on anything. They reserve it for the best. So far, there are only 4 VIDA residences which are ready. There are 3 more under construction. You have 2 in downtown, 1 in Marina and 1 in Dubai Creek Harbour. So the supply is very, very limited. And all the experienced Emaar investors, they know this. Last year, for example, most of the branded launches by Emaar were bought by the bulk buyers. There were projects where more than 80% of stock was sold only to half floor and full floor buyers. And most of them were Emaar's signature investors. These people, they invest more than 20-30 million every year. And there is a reason why they chose those specific projects over anything else. And that's why these projects hardly reach to retail investors. To support my point, let me give you some examples. A 2-bedroom apartment in VIDA Dubai Mall, which was bought for 2.1 million dirhams in September 2022, was currently resold for 6.5 million dirhams. That is more than 3x in appreciation. Similarly, another 2-bedroom, which was bought for 1.9 million, was sold for 4.9 million in May this year. And now comes the biggest question. Is it the right time to invest in RYM? Because a lot of investors that I spoke to, I realized they have this underlying question whether they are too late for RYM. And it's quite ironic because there was a subset of these same investors who had questions in 2022 when RYM was launched. But let me come to the point. Is it too late for RYM? Now, to answer this, let's look at the key numbers and key enablers which actually helps Emaar properties to grow. Now, more than half of RYM is yet to be launched. The first set of residents are yet to come. All the social infrastructure, which is a key enabler for all Emaar properties, is yet to come. All the schools, all the hotels, the hospital, the iconic retail, the promenade, everything is yet to come. Let me repeat that again. All the key enablers which normally helps Emaar properties to grow are yet to come. So I see the current point in time as a sweet spot between the opportunity and the safety. Opportunity because more than half the stock of Emaar is yet to come. All the key enablers are yet to come. And there is no one in the market who knows better than Emaar that how to use all these key enablers, all the social infrastructure and other elements to increase the community's value. And now safety. You see, you have this established price momentum. The price in 2022 during the first phase in SeaGate was around 1400 dirhams per square feet. Currently, the resale is around 3000 dirhams per square feet. So RYM as a community has already grown more than 120, 130% in last 3 years. And I see the price going at the same trajectory which we have seen in Beachfront or in other waterfront developments in Dubai. So you're looking at around 6, 7, 8,000 dirhams per square feet in next 5 to 7 years. Now, before we conclude, I would quickly like to highlight on the audience people who would come and call this place home. So first of all, I see a lot of short-term rental demand here because you have a daily passenger traffic of around 14,000 people who are coming through the cruise terminal. The second set of homeowners come from the business families in Bar Dubai and Dera. Now, the second and third generation of these households, people with business backgrounds, they were born and brought up in Dubai. Now, they are looking to upgrade and they don't have any other option. They want to stay close to their business and at the same time, they want this upgraded lifestyle. And there is no other alternate for them apart from RYM in 15-20 minutes radius. And lastly, the third set of owners, I see people who are working in DIFC, downtown or Business Bay. This is the closest seafront development to them. And given that currently RYM is available almost at the same price as the properties in those areas, it is a no-brainer for these people to come and live on a seafront community at the very same price. Now, back to VIDA BayStar. We have 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom apartments starting from 2.1 million dirhams. If you are looking for confirmed allocations or more details, please feel free to reach out, DM me or call me. I will happily guide you through it. Let's make your next move count. Thank you so much. Please subscribe.